Hi, my name is Val Christie. I'm a senior pediatric resident here at Mount Sinai Hospital.
My name is Doug Ryan. I'm a social worker.
Hello, my name is Jennifer. I work in pediatrics. I've been a nurse for about a year and a half here at Mount Sinai.
I'm Sarah Breyer. I am a new grad here at Mount Sinai. I've been here for about 1 month.
Gretchen G. Gannon. I'm a certified child life specialist.
Okay, I get asked all the time, why do I work at Mount Sinai? How can you work there? I can't believe you work there. Are you crazy? I get asked this literally on a weekly basis. And my response is, I'm kind of a crazy girl. I like things different and shaking up all the time, and I kind of like my night not knowing what to expect. I don't like coming in having the same old routine every day. And everybody here is really great. I love there's so much life in this unit, and you just really feel like you make a difference. At other hospitals, I don't feel that I would make a difference as much.
I chose Mount Sinai Hospital specifically with the intent of serving an underserved population.
I love working with kids, and the hospital that I was at before I was working on pediatrics, but I was also taking care of adult patients. So I had the opportunity to just focus on children, and that's really where my passion lies.
I chose Mount Sinai because of the area, the community that we serve. I pretty much grew up right outside of this community, so it was interesting to me to work here.
Just some personal experience from my previous job. I had been here before, and I liked the atmosphere, I guess, and the people here.
If I were to describe my job to my family, I would say, first of all, my job entitles a whole lot of different things.
I think that it's really important work, and when I describe what I do, when I tell people that I'm working with HIV-infected women that are pregnant, and that 99% of the time the babies are born healthy, that's the only thing that I need to really say.
I'm in love with children. I have 4 of my own, so being here it's like being at home, honestly. I enjoy seeing the kids come and get better and go home. I like it to see a difference. I see how they come in sick and they're really dependent. And with children, you have to be able to read them. If they're not like adults, they just can't tell you I'm sick. So trying to figure out what's wrong with this child and how to make them better is a cool thing.
Especially my granddaughter. I tease her all the time. I say, we're going to have one day, I'm going to see if we have a day we can bring grandkids and come and let you see how fun it is to clean up, to mop, to wet. She said, Grandma, there can't be no fun in cleaning. I said, it could be fun cleaning.
Well, I always say that I have a fun job. I do a lot of acting, really. And I prepare the kids for surgeries or procedures using the kids' language or level of knowledge.
Oh, it's so hard to describe my job to my family. I just tell them I get to help people, I get to be an advocate for people, which I feel really passionate about, people who don't have as strong of a voice.
Pretty much with preterm babies, most people have some of an idea, but when I'm explaining why that's so important, I try to explain that I have the smallest patients, and that often you've probably had Subway sandwiches that were bigger than some of my patients, and that kind of brings it home to them, because if you think of like a 6-inch Subway sandwich, that these guys are smaller, so they're going to need some special care. They're not your average baby that most people see, that you bring home from the hospital, but there's a lot going on there. And that I'm pretty much in charge of the IV nutrition until their bellies are mature enough to get normal nutrition, and then we feed them through a tube. So I'm still working on how to feed them through a tube, how to feed them through a vein until they can grow big enough so they can go home and catch up with all the other kids.
I love kids, so I come to work happy, I leave work happy, because it's always something that I wanted to do.
Everyone says, don't you love cuddling babies all day? And I try to explain it to them, and some people want to hear what I say, and some people just think it's cuddling babies and they're okay with it. But
I think I feel most proud because I honestly feel like every day I am assisting people and helping them, for instance, find a resource for employment or a benefit that they didn't know about, and I just feel really good like I said before, that I can advocate for people.
I love the diversity.
My job, working with the patients and their families. I just love children. They're my pride, just like my own.
I'm really proud of Sinai. You know, when I was doing rotations outside, like University of Chicago, UIC, and all that, I was able to compare the differences in terms of how we treat patients, how we treat people in general, and like the services that we offer. I mean, Sinai Children's Hospital is not a huge medical center, but in terms of the care that we give, I can say that, you know, we're way up there in terms of giving what we can, the best that we can for our patients.
What drives me nuts about working here is the elevators, because sometimes they don't always work.
That we are a really, really old building, and parts of it should be maybe get knocked down, like my office. But other parts, like the NICU and the feeds unit, much fancier, much nicer, and so you can kind of see where the wave of change is coming. I really wish for our NICU area, though, that we had more space. So like we learn in this MidCap program about kangaroo care, and we really want our moms to be involved, but there's very little space for them to sit at the bedside. So, you know, we're frustrated that they're not here, we're frustrated that they're not learning, I'm frustrated that they're not breastfeeding, but then we don't really have the space at the bedside for them to stay with us.
Sometimes we are very poor.
Money. The hospital could use more money, more funding to have the upgraded equipment for the nurses and myself as a child life specialist.
Sometimes you can get overwhelmed when you have a high census and a lot of admissions.
Sometimes we don't have enough people. It seems like some days it's a lot and other days it's not.
Wow, what would I spend $1 million on here at Sinai Children's Hospital?
I would have to say the playroom. That's one of my pet peeves. We are a children's hospital, and the playroom, unfortunately, is not open 24 hours a day. And sometimes, like on the weekends, if a child wants to go in the playroom, it's locked. And unfortunately, some of the staff are not able to go in and monitor the child while they're in the playroom.
There's a tremendous need for all kinds of different things for our patient population, things from transportation to equipment to sometimes even clothing and food that people might need in a pinch, and in a big bureaucracy sometimes it's hard to cut through that. It'd be nice to have a little $500,000 or so.
Well, the first thing I do, I make this place kid-friendly. It is not kid-friendly. Colorful, beautiful. Kids come in and it should be like, wow, this is where I want to be. This is my playground. This is not a hospital. Buy more equipment.
Equipment,
Buying equipment,
like basic equipment,
the supplies.
more machines,
New beds.
I would definitely want to put some money towards nebulizers.
the education materials, new videos.
I would buy a lot of crayons because we have no crayons on this unit at night, and all the kids want to color sometimes, and I would buy a bunch of crayons.
Things like chairs. Like you go into our NICU and we've got a couple chairs that moms could stay in, but we don't have a chair for every single bed. So maybe some more of those chairs so that it's more inviting to sit and stay for longer periods of time so that we can teach them. The other one would be that I know I've had requests from the physicians for the high-risk clinic. You know, where are you going to see the babies in the high-risk clinic? You're going to see them in the clinic. So that continuum of care, we just don't have enough money to have enough dietitians to make sure that we're also inpatient and then that continuum of care outpatient. So when these babies come back after we work so hard for so many months here and then they come back to the high-risk clinic, there's only one specialty there to see them. There's the MD, but there isn't necessarily the OT, the PT, everybody else who is working as part of the team. They're not necessarily in that clinic. So I wish that we could do that just to kind of keep that going. And then because we have so many teen moms, maybe more classes.
I would put 2 TVs in each room, 2 HD flat screen TVs in each room. I would make sure that the parents have comfortable beds to sleep in at night, like let out chairs to sleep in at night when they stay over with the kids. And let's see, what else? Pajama bottoms for the kids also, because sometimes their butt is out and some of them don't like that, so I will buy pajama bottoms.
Wow, I would probably say Sinai Children's Hospital has been really good to me for 19 years. And even my husband said, he said, you've never held a job that long. He said, you must really like that job. And I really like working here. So it would be basically, I could just tell them that I'm so proud of being here for 19 years. I love my job.
The people that work here are I don't want to say different. I guess I could say committed more. A lot of the people, especially some of the social workers and people that I surround myself with professionally, we've had several social workers leave and come back. We were just in a meeting the other day, and we were just talking about in the last 3 or 4 years, we've had 5 social workers leave and then wind up returning, you know, and it's always the same thing. You know, the people at Sinai are really committed.
I would probably just tell them the kind of people that work here, how very, very caring the staff is with the patient, family, and really each other.
The staff are nice, they are very accommodating.
I love the people I work with. It's a really fun group.
I think it's a great team. I love all my staff. Everybody on pediatrics is great.
The great teamwork that we have here, and I just feel like all the different disciplines work really well together.
I like the unit, I like the babies, I like the employees, the people.
The people that work here as well, the nurses, the doctors, the social workers, everybody working hand in hand. We're like a small family.
You need to go through? No one saw that, don't worry. What's her name?
Mary?
Mary? No one saw that, Mary, and we won't mention your name either.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, don't talk about Mary on the video because it can get her in a lot of trouble. That's true. All right. My name has been Dr. Gesundheit. I have a BA, a BS, an MFA, and an EIO. If you have any problems, please come and see me. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can't believe I did that.